Happy afternoon, everyone. Today we have a very excited topic to talk about and welcome Winnie. I'm so excited to have you on board in my talk show.
Hello, Joyce and everyone on the screen together with us during this beautiful afternoon. Thank you so much, Joyce, for having me today.
Yeah, this is such a very beautiful topic to talk about beauty. When I plan to have this topic, your photo just took out from my mind. That's how I connect with you. With me, can we have this session on board? And you say a yes. So this is such a topic that in my mind has been some time I want to talk about, but sometimes I can't find the right person to share about this topic. So can you share with us before we share about all this thing? Let me introduce to you Winnie. Winnie, she is a Penang girl. Yes, we stay in Penang together, who loves dressing up since her young time. And she is an ex-auditor and accountant turned into a certified image consultant and corporate trainer. She is a very passionate advocate of image and branding. She is a proud mother of two children. I saw from her lovely children, both of them from the Facebook a lot, especially we me share about how the children, how would I say, how the children actually challenge her patience. Both of the children challenge her patience as a mother. And she's someone who constantly finding answers of life, firm believer of spiritual learning. She embraced life aesthetic as part of her life purpose and her way of living. Welcome, Winnie.
Thank you so much, Joyce. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. My kids now really challenge my EQ level and also, give me a lot of sparks during the pandemic time and all that. Yeah, looking forward to, chat with you in details, what beauty is really all about. So yeah, looking forward. Throw me on first questions.
Yes. From your perspective, right? Because you are image consultant. Share with us like what is beauty mean to you?
Okay.
Let's go and explore deep depth a little bit. What is about beauty?
Yeah, I think this is a very broad question that thanks for giving me such a spectrum for me to really swing around in order to have opening for our chat today. Yeah, so I need to recall back my first incidents in my life that I can remember that someone really beautiful and I couldn't keep my eyes away. So when I'm thinking about that, right, the memory brought me back to many years ago, about 34 years ago, when I was in standard one. There's a teacher, a female teacher, that I really think she's so beautiful. So she always dressed up, that time, 33 years ago, the fashionable and trendy clothes is the one with a very high shoulder pad,
Yes,
yeah.
I remember
So
that.
and mini skirt and all that, right? Not so-called mini skirt like in school, so a skirt, and she wears stocking, high heels, put in decent makeup, and she smells really good, whenever we pass by. But unfortunately, she never teach me for any subject. So I keep praying one day if any of my teacher not coming to school and she will be taking her turn to become the replacement teacher for the slot. I keep praying for that. And yeah, my dream come true for one or two times. Yeah. So whenever she passed through my classroom, I can't help but looking at her, nonstop. Yeah. So I think back then, without much teaching from my parents about what is beauty is about, I believe there's my very first raw definitions of beauty at the age of 7. So you can guess how old I am this year. Yep.
Two.
So it's just a nicer way to tell you how old I am, right? So, yep. I believe that will be really coming from a very genuine feelings towards a visually pleasing appearance during that time. So, but interestingly, I was an ugly duckling when I was young, especially during the primary school, because I was very thin and, dark skin, and I looked sad all the time.
What?
Yeah, this is true. So I need to go and find out the old pictures because I'm very choosy in food. So talking about that, right? So I just recall to myself today, I shouldn't scold my son for having my gene nowadays for he's so picky for food and all that and make my life so difficult. Yep. So at the time I was really, really, not I wouldn't think myself is pretty because I do have that kind of like, high definition, seeing my teacher and all that. So yeah, but ever since then, I still love dressing up. So I like accessories. So my friends out, there's one my primary school friend that sit next to me. She cannot tahan me and she asked me that why you always like to wear ding ding tang tang, the earrings, the bracelets, the anklet, and also the whatever things I like. But of course, that time I do not know what is the right style, so I just put everything on my body like Christmas tree. Yeah, but I never give up because I really wanted to look beautiful. And you know what? During that time, I always, when my mom is away, maybe when I was still staying with my auntie in my grandma house when they are away, right? That's the time for me to really borrow the high heels, putting through the lipsticks and all that, and look myself into the mirror and to see how good I am. So in other words, I can't wait to grow up in order to enjoy the happiness and the joy of dressing up, right? So yep, during the time, this is how I was actually brought up accordingly. And in college time, I have to really confess that my trademark of clothing is I wear short pants and a fitted t-shirt. So I cannot tell my dad because he will kill me during that time. But now it's too late. It's already many years over. And you know what? And also when I was along the journeys, I never really stopped trying to make myself beautiful along the way. But fast forward after I starting my first job in Ernst& Young and I started to work in corporates and all that, right? I started to realize about way of observations and also, some kind of internalizations. I realized being beautiful alone can't really earn us sustainable respect. Mm, then I also think that sometimes when you are appearing to be beautiful, may not be always helping you definitely 100%. It may also give you some obstacles in certain way because of certain stereotypes at work and all that. That you really need to balance the beauty, the fine line between presentable and alluring, because these two apparently could actually lead us to different results that we can see. So from there, right, I started to embrace and also, exploring more on the concept of beauty with brain. So I really realized that it is somehow more balanced, and to be able to present in that mode, like more presentable and also appearing to be more competent, much more sustainable, and also, give us a smoother progress at work and all that. So I started to march on that kind of journey, but being young, the substance are still working in progress and all that. But, just along the way, so many years and all that, my current definitions for beauty, it's really about something about like being beautiful or maybe visually pleasing. I can't deny it will really help us to attract a lot of good attention. Like people will give you a few more glance when they pass through you. People may be, voluntary to help you more when they see you in needs. But somehow, when you already gotten the attention and the opportunity for you to speak up more, to present your ideas and everything, right? We still need to prove our value by our substance and capabilities. If these pieces are not there, right? Regardless how helpful is the noble person that would like to help you or maybe would like to give you a hand, they won't stay with us forever. They will move on, to go and help another people or maybe another person that worth to be helped more and all that. So I think, the first perspective that I have for beauty is it's really come to balance with certain level of substance. And secondly, I just realized this, this recent few years is a very big, genuine smile could really turn anybody, including an average looking persons like me and you, we could look much more attractive than ever. Um, I never realized this because in the past, I'm not someone that know how to smile. I don't like, to take picture because I feel myself very capable in pictures, like, don't know how to, because I always think I don't have, very, very, good, very beautiful teeth to show, like, I never go through the braces,
Yeah,
I have a biting gum. I have a biting gum, Joyce. So
yeah,
my daughter, take after my gene. We have a biting gum. So because I seldom smile, but until Joyce, when I see how my daughter VN smile, because VN is a mini me. So after I see how she smile, right, and her smile touched my heart and say, I started to actually realize that how come I never smile more when I was younger? So wasted, So yeah, but it's never too late to start smiling more. Really, a good smile, a genuine smile will really change a lot of destiny and change a lot of situations, because not every people we will start with the right feet or maybe have the right chemistry, but a good smile, a genuine good smile could really connect us better than without any smile, and vice versa. Even the most beautiful person in the world, if without smile, right, do you think the people will feel very distanced away from the beautiful people, and you will lose a lot of chances to be connected? So, in a nutshell, at the current stage of me, and also what I think, I really advocate to choose our own way to live as a beauty with brain, and also never stop to bring with us, or maybe with a genuine and big smile in order to live the way we wish and all that. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking of around the beauty definition. Thank you for the wide spectrum questions to start. Also, I can swing here and there a little bit here and there.
yeah. I love your perspective about you share about beauty with brain. There's something that people first approach us. They don't know what exactly about us yet because they saw us from our appearance. Our I would say is outside.
Yeah.
So I maybe from my perspective, I would love to control a little bit more from our discussion today. So for me, I have a little bit story about myself. I remember I shared with you, Vivmmie, before about my boyfriend. He actually called me beautiful with a big capital B. This is something he called me beautiful before we even start our relationship together. So back then, I don't know why he called me beautiful. I just don't know. Until a point, I did ask him. Then, for today's purpose, I actually grabbed him and I asked him again, why you call me beautiful? Can you share with me a little bit more? Then he mentioned up a bunch of things he shared, and I tried to summarize right here. First, he said that I am someone that I know exactly what I want in my life. The second is I have this loving and compassion heart that I would love to help those around me. That brings me to the someone he from his point of view is someone very beautiful. So I see that, well, okay, this one means that he sees something is very inside,
Yes.
which is inside. And if we can combine the inside and the outside together, it is such a very powerful thing. Like you are the image consultant. So you work a lot on the outside and also inside as well. So when these two combines together, it's very, very powerful. Yeah. So that's the thing. So that's why it's so important to give a meaning to the beauty that we are discussing right here. Can you share with us a little bit more like why it is so important to explore our stand on this beauty? Like we are giving the meaning to beauty right now. So yeah.
Yeah, it's true, Joyce. from all the clients that I'm meeting, right, they actually define beauty differently, and I think this is normal and expected.
Yes.
Somebody will be really focusing a lot on external beauty, like, how do we have a very nice complexion, big eyes, double eyelid, and all that. And some really look, beyond the surface and like what your boyfriend is doing, to look through the inner traits that you have, and people call it the inner beauty. So I think these tools, I think every one of us, if any one of us haven't think about that before, I think it's highly encouraged to think what is our own version of beauty. It is really because if we don't have that kind of clear direction on what is that about, we may easily swing here and there. Because nowadays, I never underestimate the power of advertisement, the skincare, advertisements, and also all the modeling, all the luxury brands, how they project beauty in some way and all that. So, yeah, we are in a very versatile and a world full of different opinions and noises. So, really make a stand on your own are very important. I can think of really like, there are many factors like why we should have our own definition. Number one would be we can have a clearer directions, but I would also stress on the point that every one of us are different. So, although, Joyce and myself, perhaps we get connected on some of the, thought process, or maybe, our interest towards certain belief and all that. But every one of us are so different. We have different skin tone, we have different body shape, we have different preferences in color, and also face shape and everything, right? So we are a very unique masterpiece. We shouldn't actually clone ourselves towards someone that just because we like the person, when we think the person is visually pleasing, then we are trying to clone ourselves like exactly like the person. We may not able to fit into that mold, 100% or maybe perfectly. And when we are not fitting in, right, it's somehow even you won't feel yourself, or you won't feel that comfortable to put yourself in one of the mold that doesn't fit you at all. You will feel like not right here and there lah. So every one of us are different. So it's very important to find out what is your unique beauty is about. So you know what? Many of us we cannot expect ourselves that after we have the after we know what to do, we surely can come out our own style overnight. We should know at the beginning of what we want. Majority of us, we start with mimicking somebody first when we don't know. It's actually called learning, right?
Yes.
But after we mimic, after sometimes, right, we should go through a process of called like self-discovery. Maybe you can combine, AB from this, CD from this, and EF from another person, and you just mix and match on yourself to see whether do you feel good about yourself, whether if this is what that would be suitable for you. I think that would be a very distant process to go through. So I always tell my clients, don't ever expect that after you consult image consultant, that means every pieces of clothes that you buy surely will be super beautiful on you. You still need to go through some level of try and error, like because we learn, image consultant have a lot of theories in our mind, but when we come to the real clients, we still need to actually put you through into fitting, into different, try and errors, and maybe encourage you to try some stuff for a while in order to see whether that really suits you or not. So sometimes we call it 学费. We need to really pay for the cost of learning to really know what is really the best for you. So along the way, you will pick lesson to buy a disastrous style on you. You might try a very bad colors of lipstick or maybe eyeshadows on you. It's okay, but it's a process of discovery to know what would be a better choice for us and all that. But if we go through this, personal discovery, I think we also need to have some level of courage to defend what is best for us. So not every one of us can carry the most trendy style on our body, and just like the model. If the style that really suits us the most is the classic style, that the evergreen style, but as long as it's really good for us, right? Yeah, you need to need the courage to accept that this is best on this.
Yeah.
Regardless, maybe there are people are telling you that, hey, Vivmmie, Joyce, why don't you always dress like this? You can actually dress something else. You know, this is the latest trend, you know, for this year and all that. I think some courage to really know what's the best for you and able to defend it, so that you know you are the one that you know feeling most comfortable when you look yourself into the mirror. I think it's really, really important. So knowing what is best for you, it will be key lah. But of course, I'm not advocating every one of us just live in our own world lah. So you know, whatever I wear, you know, I decide my beauty and that's it. No, but I think somehow, you know, as long as the style and the way that you dress, it just looks good and comfy to you. And perhaps you can also get a feel of the people that you love and also the people that love you to give you a little bit of the feedbacks and ideas. If this is the, you know, the inner circles that are very comfortable, including yourself with your look and all that, I think this might be the one of the best stage to go, because we can't please everyone under the world. Like, you know, if we want everyone to, you know, to really praise us for this is the best, you know, style that we can have, I think we couldn't get it, because everyone is different in their preferences and all that. And the second reason I think is very important to have our own stand would be also that, do you believe that we would attract what we think or believe?
Yes.
Yeah. So if we choose to always chase after the trendy, you know, the most trendy styles or the way of dressing, just because, you know, people will say good about that, we also somehow will attract the people that come to us just because we look like what they expect of us. But if we know what beauty means to us in our own style, right, and you have the courage to defend, you know, your way of beauty, you might actually also attract, you know, those people that really love who you are and come back and be attracted to you and maybe stay longer with you to have a very in deep kind of relationship and connection. So yeah, I think these two reasons will be the one that we wish to share with your communities today about, you know, the reason why should we have our own stand for beauty.
Wow, you give a very comprehensive I actually never expect you to give such a comprehensive.
Okay, I'm actually a very Lily Lolo person.
So you see that, okay, we have a lot more questions to go. I prepared a few more questions to go. So we are almost 3:22 already right now. Okay, now let's go to the next part. Is like this. Shift gear a little bit, talking about. I believe every one of us experience some sort of biases or stereotypes when we was young at time about beauty. So can you share with us like your experience about all those biases? Maybe you can give one or two examples.
Yeah, I think there are many biases, and I'm not sure whether I should call it a biases or maybe something that worth the debate. But the number one that I have been always hearing since young time is, especially for female that you really need to look nice, looks more beautiful, so that you are able to please others. Like you can please your boyfriend, please your husband, or maybe so that more friends will be willing to be friends with you and all that. I couldn't say this is 100% biased, to be really honest, because first impression really matters. Because especially we need some chances to be given or opportunity to be given by others, right? We can't really get away from it. But I believe the sequence of this particular thought can be reversed a little bit. So if you ever wanted to dress up to look good, right? I think the first person that we should please is ourselves. Because imagine now we are the one that look through the mirrors and see us every day until the day that we left the world, right? If I never, if I don't like the way I look, right? So it would be really a disastrous day for me every day. So I really encourage that why not, we try to get out a style or maybe some level of beauty that I think it will be beautiful in my nice and I feel very comfortable about it. And and because if let's say when I feel comfortable, the smile that I will carry on my face and also the good vibes that I feel good about ourselves, the sequence will be, the sequence of the magic will do next for us, that we'll be able to attract, other persons coming to us just because of the vibes that we are, projecting, and also, kind of things. So I think this sequence may be a sustainable sequence in order for us to really do anything to please others, because that will give a lot of controls on other people's hands. If other people think you've got to be fairly white without freckles in order to be beautiful, then maybe you need to do a lot of the laser, or maybe like the whitening creams, you have to invest a lot of that. So I think, pleasing ourselves, and trigger more happiness and confidence in our own face and the way we carry ourselves would definitely attract much more genuine interest, and people of sharing the same chemistry to us. There will be a much more worth to have kind of like a situation. And after that, right, I think it would be another way to really talk about the stereotype would be, have you ever heard, Joyce, people say, hey, beautiful people, beautiful lady, normally doesn't come with very good substance or capabilities. They are like vast.
This is a bias.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely a bias.
Yeah, so this is definitely a bias. So I just feel like, especially after I actually get into this line, I see many beauty with brains, to be honest.
Yes.
Nowadays, we can really have both. So two-way, like to see from different perspective. If we are the one that being judged, then we need to really, adequately show our substance in a confident way, so that people are not only seeing the beauty side of this, but also seeing our values along the way. But if we are the one that, seeing others, right? So don't judge too fast. So because we may be actually regretted of what we think at the beginnings, because there are truly a lot of capable women out there, are beauty with brain. Yeah, these are the few that I would like to share.
Yeah, definitely. I throughout the whole our conversation, I found that you use this word quite a lot. Sustainable. We are looking for the more sustainable way. It's not just the first glance or the first look or the first impression. Yes, even though the first impression, first glance, first look is important, but the more sustainable way, the value that inside us that carry the longer path, that build that trusting relationship, whether it's in work or in our personal life. So I have this a little bit of my own experience to talk about some of my own. A lot of people don't know because on screen right now, people may think that I'm very tall, but my own height is just 153 cm, 153 cm. So I'm kind of short and with a shorter leg and shorter finger as well. You can check on my finger, it's definitely shorter. So when I have this very bad, I would say trauma with a small t, okay, small trauma. It's a trauma for me. I took a long way to heal myself from this trauma. This trauma is when I was during my uni time, I was sent to present one of the paper, my research findings in one of the international conference with a lot of big people right there. So I am on stage, when they have the rostrum, they only can see, when I'm standing on the rostrum, they only can see half of my face. They can see my hair and they can see my eyes without my nose and my mouth and my whole body. It is such a trauma for me. Until I lost confidence at all to speak on stage. It's never been an easy journey for me. I took a long while to get my coach to really guide me through one step by one step how I can get back to my confidence level when I want to be on stage. So that is really one of my really bad experience that about how it is really my height determined my confidence level, which is a perception that I have towards myself, which is like I want to link to the beauty. Even though I'm not talking about the appearance first, I'm talking about a height, which I already feel like I am totally not suitable on stage, which I have the dream since I was young. I want to be on stage. So that's why when I talk about all this thing, it can be really, really bring us the bad experience back then that we can heal ourselves right now. So let's just discover more. You as an image consultant, when you guide through your client about image, what is your biggest challenge along this journey?
Yeah, there are many challenges when it comes to image and branding. I will just pick the top two to share here. I think the number one is there are a lot of people telling me that, Vivmmie, I think my work can speak it all. My work result should speak for me. I'm someone that always very casual and very low profile. I don't believe in packaging. I don't believe in packaging. So, I don't want to fake it, because I really don't like to dress up. I just enjoy myself in white tee, t-shirt, slipper. That's me. So, and somebody challenged me in some way that maybe you said we should be authentic, right? So we shouldn't be fake it someone that we are not, not really, that kind of person. So I think this is a very general dilemma for a lot of people, especially those that who are more on casual style. I think Penang, there are a lot of us are casual style, like, we are at a very comfy environment. We are not metropolitan in nature, so we're pretty comfy, comfortable. So we like, very comfy clothes, like, not hard, with soft fabrics, t-shirts, simple, no need to have, no need to scratch our hips, want to mix and match, just every day the same things. And people someone quote Mark Zuckerberg example to me that why Mark can actually wear the same blue shirt and why I can't, right? I'm also in the tech, industries and all that. Yeah. So I think there are basically two questions that I normally throw back to my customers. Number one would be, will you feel sad or discouraged if you lose over certain opportunities of promotion or maybe an opportunity for some really good project to someone else who is equally good as you in terms of work capabilities, but the people are more, the people looks more presentable than you? Then if your answer is I don't mind, then perhaps if it's your choice not to do anything about it, then I think I should respect your choice of doing that. But if your answer is no, you will feel discouraged, you will feel it is not fair. I think this is something that you need to really time to wake up and really see what is the rule of the games is about when it comes to the competitive markets, because everyone will surely selected the best, the top, the top cream of everything in order to get into the best position to represent the departments, to represent the companies and all that. And the second questions that I also like to throw to my client will be, are you really sure that you don't like to dress up? Or you just don't know how to dress up, or you don't want to spend any more of your time to dress up. And their answer to these questions should give you some hints where you should go to. Because if you ever get dressed up before, like for example, you're going to annual dinners and all that, and when you look yourself into the mirrors, if you feel good, right?
Yeah.
So it maybe give you the certain hints that you may not be not liking it at all, but maybe just that you don't know how to do it with simple and nice so that you will feel good and all that. And the third time is everything, every great things come with effort. We can't be saying that I want to be good, I want to earn a lot of money, I want to be success, but I don't want to put effort. I think that is a little bit, not in the formulas and all that. So normally I'll just throw these two questions to my customers to really, think about that. And I always really tell them that yes, every one of us are encouraged to be authentic, but don't let authentic become your reasons to support your complacent. In fact, you can be better, but just because you don't want to actually progress, but doesn't mean that you don't like the version of you if you can really become better. So I think identify your true answer for that few questions could really answer to a lot of the, whether do you need to, take more actions, or are you preparing yourself so that, you will be accepting whatever, results that will be, bringing to you as a result of your option taken. And another biggest challenges that I get through is because when I interact with a lot of corporate executive, Joyce,
Yeah.
when I talk to them, they are all gem, they are all diamond, but they are unpolished. And I actually asked them that why you never put this in your profile in LinkedIn? Why you never tell people that you are really that fabulous and amazing? And I have almost a similar feedback coming back to me is what other would think of me if
Mm.
I ever show this in front of public. Will people gossip about me? Will people think that I'm too high profile? Will
Mm.
people, thinking that, I'm just a vase? There are many kind of stories that we may ever imagine on that. I can relate to that, Joyce, because I was like that before. And in fact, I have to really still admit that, partial of me, I still really care what other people are talking about me in some way. But of course, compared to maybe 10 years ago, my level of care really reduced along the way, but it's still there.
Mm.
So I really think having the right intention could be the base for everything, because sometimes even we are not dressing up, people still gossip about us. People gossip, how come your hair always so messy? How come what this particular person so high having a high post already and still dressing like that, people still gossip anyway, as long as you're in certain position, you're in certain limelight and all that. But why not make it a world gossip things that will be also getting yourself, a better version of yourself, and you're proud of yourself in certain things, and also having the right intention for building up our image is very important. If we ever would like to brush up our image just because we would like to please others, or maybe we would like to really have an exaggerating effect on us, right? Any gossip from others will really hurt us.
Mm. True.
But if we have the right original intention that I'm brave to stand up to show what are the real capabilities that I have, right? Any gossip that along the way, right, you may take it stronger and say that people who say so may not understand my real reasons behind, and I'm very proud of the reason that I stand for, so I will just continue with it. So these are a few things that I keep on creating content in my LinkedIn to encourage people to go for it. And also when I'm having the one-to-one coaching session with my clients, I always try my very best to assure them that they worth for the limelight, as long as it is not a false limelight, that as long as it's a genuine and well-deserved credit lah. But at the same time, when I encourage others, right, I'm also encouraging myself as well, because I'm not perfect, I still fall into that kind of thought sometime along the way. So I think, yeah, it's a mutual journeys that worth exploring.
Yeah, because every one of us are unique. We are not perfect. We are not perfect. We just learn along the journey and find a better self and show up ourselves, be our best. So this is always for me. I always share with people about, we sometimes we in life there are so many different things, so many different challenges, but somehow how you show up yourself in front of all the challenges, that makes the difference.
Yeah.
Your best self. So including what we talk about today, our beauty. How you define your beauty definitely is everyone, we have a different definition, right? So having the stand, knowing the giving the meaning to the beauty, that helps you a lot to define how you want to show out. So I know that you share about LinkedIn a lot. You share a lot of posts, and I follow you in LinkedIn as well. So now I would love to pull out if let's say audience would love to check you out, can they just go to this place, which is your LinkedIn?
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
pretty active in LinkedIn and Facebook.
this is the LinkedIn, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is my LinkedIn. Yeah.
yeah. Go there
Connect.
and check out and connect with Vivmmie at her LinkedIn right there. So she always share a lot of new, very inspiring posts, and both of us always share, all the inspiring things which you all can check it out as well. So now, before we end the session, can you share with us like what are the words of inspiration that you want to pass to the audience today, or one action that they can take to to take charge on the beauty
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Being someone that have been always looking for external affirmation for so many years and only decided to put a stop lately, I just would like to share that I really believe we only live for once. So we can't please everyone, but there's only one person that we should please, and making an effort to, come up with our own version of beauty. The person is really us. So as long as we can really define our own beauty, embrace whatever we can learn to get out our own version of to be beautiful, and we certainly can be the apples of our own eyes.
Thank
Yep.
you so much. You link back to our title of today's session. So lovely. Thank you so much for your sharing today. This is such a very eye-opening to a lot of people from your perspective as an image consultant. And right now, with me and I would love to hear from you. What is aha moment? What is the one thing that the biggest thing that you learned today? We may share a lot of gems, so many things that I think is so great for us to really go and think through it one by one. Then slowly you can find out what is your own definition, what the meaning that you give to beauty, and be always show up your best right now. And thank you so much once again. Thanks, Vivmmie, for the work that you're doing, the work that you're putting up in the world, including all the inspiration posts. I know making a post has never been easy. I make a post as well. It takes time, it takes effort, and you make it. And it's so lovely and so beautiful. Thank you once again. All
Thank you,
right.
Joyce. Thank you, Joyce, and thank you, everyone. And Joyce, I'm really looking forward that there will be someday we can both working together, because I really believe beauty is really inside out. So you are the wellness coach that will be really expert in, getting the inner beauty. And hopefully one day we can actually, cross power hand in hand to help more people, empower more people to become really beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Joyce. Thanks for having me.